TV Crazy Man here. On this video, I see how many goofs I can find on this classic alien invasion TV series from the 1960s, The Invaders.
Flying saucers, alien invaders.
Things are going to get pretty weird on this one, so hang on. Oh, and we'll have some fun facts too. On the episode, The Prophet, an invader tries to run over David Vincent, who defends himself by firing upon the invader's car. I think they went a little overboard with the crack in the rear window of the car. The lines look a little too thick, and watch it as it actually moves up and down separate from the car itself.
What was that? David, what in the name of heaven?
You will remember nothing.
What was that? David, what in the name of heaven?
On the episode, The Mutation, during a foot chase scene, David Vincent has a canteen, which he loses when he jumps up. But when he needs it to hit an alien with it, it's back in his hand again. Well, maybe he just went back for it. It's just one of those little things that we weren't supposed to notice. Now keep an eye on the blue truck. When the bad guys try to run over Vincent, the truck changes parking spots, and other cars disappear or pop out of nowhere. When Vincent stands up, it's like, where did the truck go? Now I have a theory. Maybe the truck was an alien and ran out of gas. Oh, and that guy seems to magically disappear too. From this to this to this. So how many things did you notice that changed from shot to shot? And how many things did I miss? Let me know in the comments.
Let's just get this over with and cut out the small talk, huh?
You know, I kind of wonder why her hair isn't blowing around from the wind blowing through the Jeep as it's driving down the road at high speed. David Vincent is about to take a tumble. Cue the stuntman. The invaders are among us, and they take human form. So be prepared. On this episode, Vincent fights an alien guard who has a mattress to fall on that just happened to be on the stairway. I guess you can never underestimate how prepared the invaders really are.
Tonight's episode, Nightmare.
In this episode, David gets really dirty. Then he goes to jail and gets remarkably clean. This particular episode wins the award for weirdest looking explosion ever. Since the invaders are here and could be anywhere, it's important that you have a fast car, equipped with rocket launchers, ejection seat, laser guns, the whole 9 yards.
What is it with people like you?
On the episode, The Condemned, this invader gets thrown off a cliff and instantly becomes a crash test dummy before turning back into a human alien so he can disintegrate. Also, these invaders give themselves away by getting electrocuted with no harm done at all, when normally a good hard punch to the face can make them disintegrate. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating that just a little bit, but they do seem to go very quickly when they go. Also in this episode, when the alien disintegrates on the beach, where did all the black residue go?
You won't believe any explanation I give you right now.
In the episode, Condition Red, David Vincent discovers the truck driver in front of him is an alien. Another car comes up fast behind him. He then puts his car in reverse, where you would think he would hit the car that's speeding up from behind, but it's totally disappeared.
They look, act, and talk like real people, but they're not.
You see how the alien does his fingers? That's how David was often able to identify an alien invader. Today, that's how we spot AI-generated humans.
They have an awkwardness about the hands. There's a mutated fourth finger.
In the episode, The Saucer, there's something odd about the invader's saucer when it lands. It doesn't cast a shadow. The hexagonal legs cast a shadow, but the main body of the saucer doesn't. As if it really wasn't there at all.
You told
Nothing. I saw nothing.
I need some change for a phone call. I'll pay you back.
I wonder why the invaders aren't using some higher tech means of communication than a payphone. You know, like a Star Trek communicator or something.
I know 25 cents!
Whoops, wrong show. On a trivia note, actor Dabney Coleman plays a character named John Carter in this episode, but no relation to the one on Mars. No, I don't read too many comic books, if that's what you're thinking. Or watch too much television. In the episode, The Watchers, there's something about this scene that just screams to me it's a man walking up to a film of an airplane, and not really an airplane. But it's not really a goof, though. Dude, it's not really that bad.
You don't like things that get too dull, do you?
In the episode, The Spores, it would seem the 60s had a cool forgotten technology with cars that could change their interior color automatically. I guess when they did the inside studio shots, they just forgot to match it up to the car, or maybe vice versa. Or maybe there really was cars that could do that.
I know how it sounds, but trust me, check on it.
Also in this episode, the great Lex Luthor himself, Gene Hackman, guest stars. Check it out. In this snapshot, I can just hear MASH's Wayne Rogers and John Randolph asking each other, "Hey, isn't that Gene Hackman?" Then they'd be like, no, he's a crazy alien. This episode came out in 1967, the same year as Bonnie and Clyde, and just a few years before Hackman's big movie The French Connection in 1971. There's a fight scene in this Invaders episode between Hackman's character and Roy Dennis's David Vincent. Only the stuntman that they got for Hackman has a totally different hairline that sort of gives him away. On the episode, The Captive. Now this guy has a weird bullet hole wound that sort of looks like it's part of a round patch that really doesn't match his skin. Yeah, I know, we do have much better pictures than the TV sets back in the 60s, so it may not have been very noticeable back then.
But it's also obvious he isn't a human being.
If you suspect that invaders are in your neighborhood, it's important to train and act like this guy. Because he knows what to do. Right, Chuck? In this episode, The Task Force, Vincent and June crawl under a fence post on the ground, and Vincent gets filthy. But seconds later, as they run inside, they both look like they have brand new clothes on. How does David Vincent do it? There were a lot of great actors to appear on The Invaders. Let me just run through some of the highlights real quick that stood out to me. And there were definitely a lot more that I could mention, I'm sure. There was Barry Williams, aka Greg Brady from the episode The Pursued, which also featured Will Greer from the Waltons, who happens to shoot Suzanne Plachette from Bob Newhart, who stabs Mary Jackson, who played one of the Baldwin sisters on the Waltons. Now this was the second time Plachette was on the series Invaders. Ellen Corby, aka Grandma Walton, was on the very first episode of The Invaders, which also had Mary Jackson from the Waltons. There was a lot of actors from the Twilight Zone that showed up on The Invaders too. There was Whit Bissell from the Time Tunnel on the episode Dark Outpost. Peter Graves from the TV series Mission Impossible appeared on the episode Moonshot. What guest star stood out to you on The Invaders? Post your memories and thoughts in the comments. Oops, I can't forget 2 stars from Gilligan's Island that appeared on Invaders. Don Wells on the episode Dark Outpost and Russell Johnson on the episode The Trial. Which reminds me, check out my last video on what I think would make a great new Gilligan's Island TV show. I'll put a link at the end of the video. Now it's important to stay in top physical conditioning because when the invaders attack, you need to be able to fight and run away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh. Well, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this quick look back at the Invaders. Hopefully I'll be back again by the end of next week or so, if I can just pull myself back together again. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos, hit like, comment, and have a great day.